What's up everyone, back for another vlog, and in today's vlog I will be showing you the Shelfie beers that I'll be reviewing for the month of August 2024. So if you're unfamiliar with what Shelfie beer reviews are, they are reviews of beers that I can easily grab off the shelves here in the Western New York region, and more specifically the Buffalo, New York area. And I post Shelfie beer reviews every single Tuesday and Friday of each month, and in the month of August there are 9 Tuesdays and Fridays. So here in front of me, there are 10 beers. Yeah, there's 10. And we'll talk about why I have an extra one a bit later. And these right here are in order of how I'm going to post them over the course of the month from your left to right, this being the first and this being the last. Now, before we go over these beers, I do want to touch on something that I mentioned in last month's vlogs, and that is the future of Shelfie beer reviews. So what's the future of Shelfie beer reviews? Well, last month I talked about how one of my favorite local bottle shops here in the Buffalo, New York area, Premier Gourmet, is undergoing some changes. So I don't know going forward how consistent I will be with Shelfie beer reviews, because the vast majority of the Shelfie beers that I grab in my area come from Premier. I'd say probably 70-75% of them. However, I gathered all these beers in the past week or so from a lot of different grocery stores and bottle shops here in the Western New York area, and I've come to realize that I have a lot of cool stores, even grocery stores, like Wegmans grocery store. They have a mix of 6-pack at pretty much every single location. So I think we're going to be good. So in the foreseeable future, I see no changes. If something does change down the line, I will let you guys know. But as we head into the fall and winter, I think we should be okay. However, in the fall and winter, specifically October and December, Shelfie beer reviews get replaced by like a seasonal series that I do. In October, I do the 10 days of pumpkin, 10 straight days of pumpkin reviews. And then in December, I do holiday themed beers. So both of those months, there will be no Shelfie beer reviews like most years. However, I think we should be good to go. The other thing I want to mention with these beers right here, the diversity of beers that you see in front of you as far as the styles go, not great. And that's because this month I'm actually reviewing quite a few classics and beers that I have not tried before, or I haven't had in a long time. There's certain classics here that I haven't had in 5+ years, and they were fresh and I had to grab them. I also didn't pick up an international beer, although that sometimes happens. So I just want to let you know that I understand there's a lot of certain styles here, but that's because that's Shelfie beers in a nutshell. I pick up whatever looks cool and that I know I haven't reviewed before, and here we are. So just want to let that be known. So anyway, I also have, again, 10 beers because there's going to be a side-by-side. You can probably figure out what the side-by-side is going to be. So we're going to have 9 videos, but 10 beers as a whole. So let's go over them real quick, although every time I say that, it's like 10-15 minutes. Anyway, so the first one is pretty much the iconic craft beer here in the US. It comes from Sierra Nevada, and it is their Pale Ale. So this is American Pale Ale. I believe it comes in at 5.6% alcohol by volume. And the cool thing about this one is that, I've mentioned this before, but I pretty much buy singles now. For the vast majority of the time I've been drinking craft beer, it's been mostly singles. I like trying new beers. It's rare that I buy 4-packs or 6-packs or 12-packs. And with Sierra Nevada, this is a beer that most people buy 6-packs of, 12-packs of, cases of. So it's very hard to find single bottles or cans that are super fresh, especially here in the Buffalo, New York area. Like, it just doesn't happen. Well, this one was packaged about 5 weeks ago. So when I review this one, it's gonna be around 5 weeks old. That's the freshest I've seen a single in quite a long time. And you might be saying to yourself, Joe, how the hell have you not reviewed Sierra Nevada Pale Ale despite having a beer tubing channel for just over 6 years? I have no idea. But like I said, it's pretty much because I can't find fresh singles of it. Typically, it's 3+ months old. A lot of times I'll find it 5-6 months old, sometimes even a year old. It's ridiculous. Now, this is more shelf stable than a lot of like the hazies and the New England IPAs you get nowadays, where if they're on a shelf for a week or two, they're trash. However, this one was kept cold the entire time, and I think we should be good to go. And I'm really looking forward to revisiting this one. I don't think I've had this one since the late 2010s, like I think 2019. So I can't wait to revisit it. But most of you know what this one tastes like, and again, this is the craft beer classic here in the US, so it is what it is, but I can't wait to review it. Next, we're going to do a side-by-side comparison review of 2 beers from the Southern Tier Brewing Company, their IPA and their 2X IPA. And I already forgot that I didn't show you guys the label of the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, but I'm sure all of you know exactly what it looks like, but that's just my OCD kicking in. Anyway, so we have the IPA and the 2X IPA from Southern Tier. This is their IPA. I believe this is 7% alcohol by volume. And then their 2X, I believe, is 8.2. Where is it? Yeah, 8.2% alcohol by volume. Now, it's been a while since I've had either of these beers, so I don't know if this is like a straight, double or imperial version of the regular. I think there, probably differences with the hops. The cool thing about this, relatively fresh. This has a best buy of November 29th of 2024, so we're talking almost 4 months away. It's actually, as I'm doing this, is actually over 4 months away, and this is actually fresher. This is a best buy date of December 11th of 2024, so it's about 13 days fresher, 12, 13 days fresher. So yeah, I'm really excited about doing a side-by-side of these. Again, much like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, I can't believe I haven't reviewed the IPA, but again, it's hard to find these quite fresh as singles, and I was able to do so. So we're going to be reviewing both of them, and I can't wait to see which one I prefer. But also, I never loved the IPA, but we'll see how it lands nowadays. Next, we have somewhat of a classic from Jack's Abbey, and they are out of Framingham, Massachusetts, and this is their post-shift Pilsner, so Bavarian-style Pilsner, aka German-style Pilsner. And believe it or not, I've never had this beer before. I know a lot of you out there who probably drink Jack's Abbey and have had this beer numerous times before. You're like, what the hell? Yeah, I don't know. I just never had this one. This is like this is like their flagship lager at this point. Everybody loves this. They do have their house lager, but I know more people who enjoy this one a bit more. Not super fresh, but fresh enough. By the time I review this one, actually I take that back. I thought it was May. It's actually canned in late June. So by the time I review this one, we're talking probably like 6 weeks old. So that's pretty cool. Can't wait to get into that. Jack's Abbey always brings the thunder with their lager, so I'm looking forward to that one. Next, we have a beer that was actually recommended to me by a couple viewers of the channel in the past, probably a couple years ago at this point, but from Saranac, aka the FX Matt Brewing Company. This is their Clouded Dream, so they call it a juicy IPA. Also, the Jack's Abbey, forgot the ABV on this one, 4.7. So this Clouded Dream they call it a juicy IPA. I think it's like 6.8%, maybe 6.2. I don't remember. Something like that. Let's see if they have it on the label here. 6.8%. And I believe this was canned in like late May. So by the time I review this one, it'll be a little bit over 2 months old. We should be fine. Again, much like the rest, I hate to repeat myself for the 38th time already in this vlog, but hard to find Saranac stuff as singles, especially like something like this that's kind of like their year-round offering. I know they came out with like the Clouded Dream pack. They have this. I think they have like a Galaxy version, whatever. Well, I wanted to get just the regular, and I did. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, just a juicy / hazy IPA. I'm looking forward to it. Next, we have from Lawson's Finest, their Super Lemonova. So this is a blonde ale with lemon zest, and I believe it comes in at, I wanted to say it was like 5.1%, and this one was canned in the middle of May, so probably be about 3 months old by the time I get to it, which is fine for something like this in my opinion. Now, I was actually looking forward to I believe it's called their Juice Stand, which is a blood orange pale ale. I saw a very good friend of mine, a fellow beer tuber, Jesse, over at Bumpyisms review it, and he really dug it. I love blood orange. Did not see that, so I picked this one up instead. However, I just saw earlier today that a local bottle shop got the Juice Stand, so I'm going to grab that, and maybe I'll review that in September. But I want to review something from Lawson's. It's been a little while, and this sounded really, it's, again, much different. You're going to see a lot of hop-forward beers clearly here, which is why I said there's not a lot of diversity with the styles. However, a blonde ale with lemon zest is cool. You got the German-style Pilsner. I think we're all right. So next, we have from Sloop something that I don't think I've ever had from them before, and that is their West Coast style IPA. So this is a West Coast style IPA. Comes in at 7% alcohol by volume, and this one was canned at the end of June. When I reviewed this one, it'll be about 6 weeks old. A Sloop West Coast IPA. Now, Sloop is known for their Juice Bomb series, bunch of different variants and whatnot. That is I think they call it a Northeastern IPA. It's basically a New England / hazy IPA. Don't think I've ever had like a clear beer from them, clear hop forward beer that is. So I'm hoping that's clear, and I'm not just talking on my ass, but yeah, a West Coast style IPA from Sloop. Sign me up. I think that's pretty cool, so I grabbed it. Next, we have from Rogue, we have their Blackberry Honey Kolsch. So they call this one a Kolsch style ale with natural flavors, 6.2% alcohol by volume and 26 IBUs. And basically, I'm pretty sure this is the same base as their Honey Kolsch, which I've reviewed on the channel a couple years ago. I think it's been a couple years ago, maybe in the last year or two. And they add fresh Oregon blackberries. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that is a fun beer and kind of fits the season. I mean, we're, pretty much in the middle of summer, so that should be pretty refreshing. And this one was canned in early May. We're probably going to be drinking this one just over 3 months old, but a beer like that should be fine. Next, again, another classic from the northeastern region, New England region of the U.S. comes from Smutty Nose, and this is their Finest Kind IPA. So this is American IPA, 6.9% alcohol by volume. Cool thing about this, relatively fresh, best by October 26th of 2024. So right now, that's about 3 months away. By the time I get to this one, about 2.5 months or so away from that date. I don't know, how many months they give on this one, but I haven't had this one in a very long time. This was one of the first, say, 10 to 12 IPAs I ever had. I remember not loving it originally, but then I really dug it. And I haven't had this one in a very long time because it's hard to find Smutty Nose stuff in general anymore after they were sold and everything. I think they were bought at an auction. So yeah, I'm really excited to get in that one and see what it's all about. And last, we have from Trogs, their Haora IPA. This is, I believe, just like a hazy IPA, 6.2% alcohol by volume, Citra Solero hops, and Chinook. And this one is freshest by November 6th of 2024, and I believe the can-down date here is July 8th. So this is like the freshest of the bunch, but I'm going to be reviewing this at the tail end of the month of August, so by the time I get this one, it'll be about 6 weeks old. The reason I put it at the end was because it is the freshest and can kind of hang out, and this one was kept cold the entire... All of these were actually kept cold the entire time, believe it or not. Sometimes that doesn't happen. I'll find them, on warm shelves and stuff. More often than not, a lot of the old school breweries, again, they can hold up. They're more shelf stable. So anyway, 10 beers, 9 videos, and again, I'm going to be posting these over the course of the month of August. Now, here's where I always ask you guys, as far as the reviews go, what are you looking forward to the most? For me, clearly revisiting Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, even though I used to drink this quite a bit back in the 2010s. Obviously, the IPA and the 2X, see which one I prefer, but also, again, I never used to love the IPA. I always gave this like a 3.5, so we'll see how it compares. This getting into Saranac, I've had some good hazy beers from Saranac, believe it or not. Obviously, the Sloop West Coast style IPA, I want to see what they do with the West Coast IPA, revisiting Finest Kind, and then the rest I'm looking forward to. Otherwise, I wouldn't be picking them up, but those are the ones that kind of really... have me excited for reviewing purposes. So anyway, if you've had any of these beers, and I'm sure a lot of you have had at least half of these beers because a lot of them, again, are classics and been around for a while, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about them. Also, just the Jack's Abbey. I know they make good lagers. I never had this one before. I want to give it a go. So we're gonna give it a go. And again, I can't believe I've never had the post shift Pilsner. To me, that just is mind-boggling that's just never happened. Kind of stupid. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Anyway, I appreciate everybody stopping by for another vlog. Be on the lookout for all of these reviews throughout the course of August, and I think that is it. Do I have anything else on the docket that I need to mention? I do not believe so, yeah. So September will probably be the last... I shouldn't say last time, but in September, I will do Shelfie beer reviews again, even though I review some Oktoberfest beers during the official Oktoberfest celebration in Germany. But as we hit October, be the 10 days of pumpkin, and then in December do the holiday themed beers. So you got a couple more months this year left of Shelfie beer reviews, and even in those months in October and December, I might mix in a couple classic / Shelfie beers in addition to the other ones that I'm reviewing. So I'm gonna shut this one down. Once again, thanks to everybody stopping by for another vlog. Until the next one, cheers.